Hey, good morning, everyone. This is Todd Brow with Senior Insurance Marketing. Sorry about the little lateness here. Just kind of been a busy day here at Senior Insurance Marketing. Got a lot of exciting things going on here. And another exciting thing that we have is UNL, the Cancer Shield 2.0 version. And for first diagnosis cancer. And with me here today is Hunter, and he is going to talk to us about the UNL 2.0 version of the cancer. And without further ado, Hunter, take it away and what's new about the 2.0 version?
Awesome. Thank you, Todd. Yeah, so basically, y'all are very familiar with our cancer plan, our original cancer plan. So what we did is whenever we come out with products, we always say it we like to make sure it falls into three categories. The first being that it is easy to explain. As you know, the original cancer plan had a ton of benefits. The schedule was huge. It wasn't that easy to explain. We want to make sure that you can go over these things with your clients in 10 to 15 minutes. And because we know you're not there only to sell cancer, you're probably in there talking about their Med Sup or Medicare Advantage or life insurance or whatever. So we want to make sure that we come out with plans that are easy to explain. So what we did on this plan is we took all the benefits that were really being used on the original cancer plan and shrunk it down to those and beefed up the benefit amounts. So what you'll see is it's much easier to explain. The brochure is much smaller and it's got some cool features to it. So I'm going to get into that with you today. The great news for everyone that's in Nebraska, we have only for you in Nebraska, we have moved over the dental vision rider to be allowed onto this plan as well, which is unique to you and unique to Nebraska. So that's the good news there. So we just copied the one that was on the old cancer plan and moved it over to this one. So that's good news there. So I'm going to get into this real quick. You all know that most people believe that if they get cancer, Medicare is going to cover them. And they do for a lot of things, but not for everything. And like we do with all of our brochures, we like to make sure that we lay out some facts, some information for clients. The other thing can much money, $10,000 they have to spend, they don't have coverage. So we want to make sure we talk about this in every house that we go into. Everybody knows the facts. 1 in 2 men are going to get diagnosed with cancer in their lifetime. 1 in 3 women. We just kind of simplified it and said 3 out of 4 families will get cancer in their lifetime, right? I always like to say when you're talking to your clients, always ask them straight up to their face, have you had any family members that have had cancer, right? They're going to answer 1 of 2 ways. They're going to say yes, my aunt, my uncle, my sister, whatever. If they say that, boom, you got them, right? Talk about cancer, talk about all these facts, and talk about the policy. If they say, nope, cancer doesn't run in my family. Nobody in my family's ever had cancer. That's when you point to this fact right here. Well, that's interesting. You know what? Only 10% of cancers are hereditary. Right? So it doesn't really matter if cancer is running in your family or not. It's only 10% of the cancers that are hereditary. So you still need this coverage. Right? You want to create that need. You want to make sure that you ask that question so you can put it on them, so they have to answer, so you can come back with 1 of those 2 facts. I want to make sure we set them up so that we can open up their minds before we start talking about the plan itself. All right, a couple of highlights of the new 2.0. Experimental treatment benefit. This is something new. We're going to pay for experimental treatments, right? Also something new, only 3 options on this one, A, B, or C. Right? I want to make sure we simplified it, A, B, or C. So you got experimental treatment benefit, and you also have a wellness benefit. And so regardless if they have cancer or not, we're going to pay them to go get screened for cancer policy. So it's kind of broken up into 3 parts. The first part is some of the benefits that really aren't specific to cancer. You have 3 options, A, B, and C. First one is your hospital benefit. So if they get diagnosed with cancer, we're going to pay for their hospital confinement as a direct result of cancer. You can see the amounts depending on which plan you go with, plan A, plan B, or plan C. We're going to pay for the transportation, right? So if they cannot get treatment within 50 miles of their home, we are going to pay their transportation and their lodging, not only for the patient, but also for the family member. A cool highlight of this thing, when it comes to the family member, it's not from where the patient lives, from where the insured lives, it's from where the family member lives, which is big. Because if that patient lives in Omaha and the family member lives in California, we're going to pay for them to come and to get lodged because they don't live within 50 miles, which is great, because it's not from where the insured lives when it comes to the family member, it's from where the family member lives. All right. Then we kind of get into the cancer-specific treatments. We've got your chemotherapy, radiation, transfusion, immunotherapy, topical oral chemotherapy. You can see the different amounts that we're going to pay there. We're going to pay for their surgery, right? We're going to pay for their surgery. Not only that, if they want to get a second or third opinion for that surgery, we'll pay them $500. We're going to pay skin cancer, removal of skin cancer lesion, and you can see the amounts that we're going to pay. There are some lifetime benefits on this. And then transplant. We're going to pay for your bone marrow or stem cell transplants. All right. So simplified, right? The non-cancer specific, the cancer specific, that's your base plan. We do have an optional benefit, lump sum benefit rider. I always recommend when you're talking to your clients about this, you present it almost as a package deal, right? You got this base plan. We're going to take care of you throughout this process. We also have this lump sum. I know there's a lot of lump sum only, right? There's a lot of lump sum cancer policies that are out there. Lump sum cancer policies are good, right? But you don't know what you're going to have to spend as you go and you fight this terrible disease, right? So if you only have a lump sum policy, let's say you have a $25,000 lump sum policy, you don't know how much it's going to cost you as you're fighting this, right? So you could blow through that whole thing. Whereas if you have a scheduled benefit plan, you know that as you're fighting this awful, terrible disease, you're going to get paid throughout that process. Oh, there's also this lump sum out here, a rider that you can add, that we can have out here to the side, right, as a emergency fund, right, maybe a loss of income, right, or something else that pops up. But we don't want to have to try to eat into that lump sum if we don't have to, which is why a scheduled benefit plan is fantastic, right? You can't run out of money because you're going to be getting paid every day as you go throughout this process. Right? So almost sell it as a benefit, as a package deal, and then adjust accordingly, right? Adjust that lump sum accordingly. For Plan A, you can get anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000. I mean, sorry, $1,000 to $20,000 in $1,000 increments. For Plan B and Plan C, up to $30,000, right? So adjust that. Go into the quoting tool on our e-app or go into the quoting tool on our portal and adjust that lump sum accordingly to fit their budget, right? Always want to make sure you at least put something in that lump sum out there so that they can have in case of an emergency. But reiterate to them that we're going to pay you throughout this process as you fight this thing with this schedule of benefit plan, right? So we have a cancer-only lump sum. We also have a cancer, heart attack, and stroke option. Great thing about this policy, if they go into remission for 5 years and they get diagnosed again, they'll get that lump sum again. So let's say they get diagnosed with cancer. They have a $30,000 lump sum. We write a check to them for $30,000. They battle it, they fight it. We pay them throughout that process with the schedule. They go into remission. 5 years down the road, cancer pops up again. It could be the same cancer, it could be a different cancer, it doesn't matter. They've been in remission for 5 years, that lump sum is reset. They get diagnosed again, we'll write them a check again. Okay, that's big. Cancer in situ, a little something different from the previous policy. We are going to pay cancer in situ on the schedule. For the lump sum, we will pay 25%. So for those of you that don't know what cancer in situ means, it basically means they have caught the cancer before it has spread. So we're going to pay for that. For the lump sum, 25% of whatever benefit level they have chosen. For the schedule, we'll pay all of it. All right, we do have a return of premium option. This return of premium is simple. If you select the return of premium option, we will pay back the beneficiary all premiums that have been paid into the policy, including the premiums for the riders, minus any benefits that have been paid out. There's no age limit on this thing. They could live to be 110 years old. They still have this policy and they pass, the beneficiary will get all premiums paid into minus any benefits that have been paid out. All right, pretty simple. We do have this on the back of our brochure. It's kind of like a real life example. What could happen if you get diagnosed with cancer? And I would walk through this with my clients, right? Hypothetically, you get diagnosed with cancer. You have a $30,000 lump sum. You have selected Plan C. You have a $30,000 lump sum benefit that you selected. You get a check for $30,000. Unfortunately, you had to go in the hospital for 10 days throughout that year. So UNL is going to write you a check for $7,000. Right? You had a family member and you had to go get treatment for 2 weeks at over 50 miles away. It's another $15,600. You had to do chemotherapy 1 time a week over 4 months and radiation 5 times per week over 2 months. Another $18,600. And you had to have a surgery. Right? It cost $15,000. So by having this UNL policy, right there, you have made over the past year $86,200. You have been paid directly $86,200. Right? This can happen. This is real. And it's on the back of our brochure so you can walk them through it, show them real numbers after talking over to this plan with them. All right, there are a pre-existing condition. So anything in the pre-existing is 24 months. The waiting period is 30 days. And then if you previously had cancer, you'll see on the application, there is if they've had cancer in the last 10 years, this policy is not for them. Right? So as you can see, it's very basic, simple, a couple different parts. You got the schedule, and then you got the lump sum. That lump sum is a rider, but I would make sure you at least put something on that policy for your clients. And then, as you know, I mentioned it earlier, you can add the dental and vision rider that you previously could under cancer policy. So that's a benefit that you have in Nebraska that nobody else in the country has. So with that being said, I promised Todd it would be simple, it would be quick, but I'm here to answer any questions that anybody may have. Todd, I don't know where they enter the questions, but if you want to read them, if there are any, let me know.
Definitely. No, thanks, Hunter. Really appreciate it. And if you do have any questions, put it in the Q&A section there or the chat. You can do either one. And Hunter would be happy to answer those questions for you. And a very, simple laid out cancer plan for your clients. And again, like Hunter said, how many, individuals, unfortunately have had cancer and had to go through, treatment and everything, and do some traveling as well to get the treatment. So there's a lot of costs that are involved that it's not covered by insurance. So this is a great plan to help cover those costs in the event an individual gets cancer. Hunter, I don't see any questions. Again, thanks for showing us the UNL Cancer 2.0 version. It's a great plan and great benefits. And feel free to give us a call here at Senior Insurance Marketing. Our number is 877-800-3080, and we'll be happy to help you out. Get contracted with UNL or help you out with a quote for cancer and any other products from UNL as well too. So don't see any questions, Hunter. Hey, appreciate you taking time to to talk to us about the cancer plan from United National Life. So thank you, Hunter.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Todd. If you have any questions that come up later, let me know.
Okay, definitely will.
All right, thank
Take
y'all.
care. Take care, everyone. Have a great day. And give us a call here at Senior Insurance Marketing, 877-800-3080. We are here to help you grow your business. Take care, everyone.